Schmidt and their 6'9 forward, and Parker Braun. Hello, everybody. Alongside Avi Sharma, Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you for this Saturday afternoon competition, and what will be quite a fun matchup. This is a live stream only game, but we are going to see a lot of highlight plays here today, Avi, especially with the size that these two teams display. You talk about Marquis English, Chase Curtis with the Dragons, 6'7", 6'6", respectfully, and then you also talk about the Huskies and how they have their 6'9 forward and Parker Brown and Joseph Pleasant, who is 6'6", down low in the post. This should be a fun contest of two front court teams.
Yeah, Cameron, I'm absolutely stunned just looking at the sizes. Not one player on this team is below 6 foot tall. Can you believe that? That's something crazy to look at there. But I think it's going to be a good matchup. Both teams have done a great job getting here. It doesn't look like both of these teams are gassed or anything like that. They're both ready to go, and they want to bring home the ship.
Well, the Purple Dragons yesterday really enforced their will on the Carthage Tigers, winning that matchup by 8 points, and really helped Arkell Smith in check. Marquis English dropped 23 points in that bout. He's looking to replicate that exact same level of success. This is the first time Marquis English and Chase Curtis have taken on a player that is taller than them, surprisingly. They took on Parkview earlier this season and took on another 6'9 forward, but Parker Braun brings about a very diverse skill set down low in the post, so it's going to be interesting to watch him in this contest. Brown, English, set to chip off, and it looks like English wins it, and it's in the backcourt for the Huskies, as Max Johns will bring it across the timeline as the Huskies going from left to right on your screen. Brown looks low in the post, defended by English, reverses to Pleasanton. Pleasant reverses back down to the right block. Jab step by Brown. He'll try to take Rolfs off the bounce and scores. So Brown scores first for the Huskies, and for the entirety of this contest of the 2018 Border Classic Championship game, Gavin Elkamil and the purple-cladded Dragons trying to go to work against the Huskies. The Dragons will be the home team of this contest despite wearing their away uniforms. Right corner is English. Feint to jab step to the right block, and then a wraparound pass to Curtis. He's about 3 steps away from the right block. Elkamil straight away, trifecta, leaves it short to the left of the rim, and a rebound by Johnson. Dragons really trying to work the ball down low on the post early on, but good defense by Pleasant and Brown of the Huskies. Again, another jab step from the triple threat from a good active guard in Brown. He goes into the key and a held ball. Possession arrow Dragons. Brown thought he had a little bit of separation and drove inside. Brown is defended by Drew Rolfs. Kylie Rolfs, the head boys basketball coach of Pittsburg High School son. And there's a little bit of a height discrepancy. Brown is a 6'5" point guard, so he has good length as well. Left wing English, he thought about attacking, going to the left short corner, but Brown was there to usher him back out. He and Curtis switch. Ball stolen away by an active Ward as he skips it ahead, and then a one-handed floating jam by Brown. Brown was able to elevate on the slam. 6:29 left in the first. 4-0 the score. The Dragons trail early on. Elkamil goes to the up fake, makes Brown jump into the air, and crashing the board is both Christian Brown and Parker Brown. And Parker Brown comes up with his first rebound of the contest following Elkamil's miss, and then another score by Sam Ward. The score is now 6-0, and an early 6-0 lead for the Huskies as Gavin Elkamil misses the Dragons' first 2 shots of the contest. Avi, already a Spitfire start for this Husky team, and they enforced their will yesterday against a talented Olathe Northwest team, winning by 14, 52-38. Olathe Northwest had some size too, but the athletes for Northwest just too much to overcome. We've seen athletes shine for this Purple Dragon team. Gavin Elkamil, Jarek Butcher, English, Curtis, you name it. But so far, the Northwest Huskies getting the better of the Dragons inside.
And Cameron, it's only not even 2 minutes in, and we're seeing nothing but nonstop action from this Husky team. Very crazy and tall team.
Left-hand dribble by Butcher. He looks behind him to the trailing Curtis. He'll attack on his own accord. Goes up, double clutch, right-hand floater. Good defense by Brown, who's leaking into the front court. No one gets it to him, but Christian Brown is on the right wing, crosses over right to left, skips it over. At the point, it's Ward, straight away 3. Curtis loses the ball off of his head, but somehow recovers it. First miss by Ward in this contest. As we are really early in the ball game, 6-0 the score. Dragons trail, 5:40 left in the first. Left wing Butcher looks backside. English had it, lost it, tipped it into the air to give himself a chance, and then he stepped out of bounds after recovering the basketball. And that's what superior height does. It makes you think and hesitate a bit more, and that is what Brown is doing to English. Far side baseline inbound by Christian Brown as he scans to his right and instead inbounds to his left as Johnson asking Brown to clear out the backcourt. Elkamil trying to funnel Johnson to his right, pass to the right corner. With the sphere right now is Ward as he scans low. Pleasant catches, back to the basket. Big hop step, goes left-handed, leaves it short, battles for the offensive rebound, gets it, tries to sneak through, goes up and a travel. Pleasant with a big drop step on English, but it wasn't so much a drop step as it was a side step and then a fadeaway with a quasi left-hand hook. English trying to recover. Pleasant, fortunate for the Dragons, traveled. Left wing Elkamil with the rock, dribbles with his right hand as he scans left. There's Rolfs, but Brown still defends. Elkamil thought about going with the back step, then he's able to outmaneuver Brown and score. Good job by Gavin Elkamil finding some separation, attacking right short corner. Ward looks for a cutting Johnson, reverses back out, tipped away. Ward wide open, left corner, sinks the trifecta. Ward not hesitant to shoot the deep three from the far side corner. The Dragons trail by 7. Butcher steps out of bounds as he was being harassed by a quicker Johnson. Coach Rolfe still optimistic early on. 4:40 left in the first. Johnson slaps the sphere with his right hand, ball holstered in his left. Christian Brown catches in the backcourt, defended by Rolfs, and he's being forced to his left. Pleasant sets a high ball screen, as does Parker Brown. Christian Brown thought about pulling up. Rolfs gets a fingertip on the basketball. He has a little bit of a lane to work with. Goes up right-handed, blocked by Parker Brown from behind. That was a good job by Rolfs defensively and even offensively. Just superior height from the Huskies. Parker Brown reverses the left side, swung to the left corner. Johnson hesitates. Good defense by Butcher, ushering Johnson back out. Ward, right wing extended near the timeline. Jab steps with his right foot. His black shoe squeaking against Pittsburg High School main gymnasium floor. Parker looks low. No one's there. Pleasant catches at the crown of the arc. Interchanging between both Ward and Pleasant. Left wing thing. Brown sinks it. He's 6'9" and can shoot trifectas. That is unfair. 12-2 the score, an early 10-point deficit for the Dragons. Gavin Elkamil able to answer back following a sublime performance yesterday against the Carthage Tigers where he registered 18 points. And Coach Fritz saying he never used timeout. I think the officials misheard him.
He was yelling at his player. I believe he was yelling at Braun, and the referee thought he was talking about a timeout and wanting one there.
So Coach Ed Fritz will not have a timeout taken away from him. And his team with an advantage in the height column and in the height category, looking to score again up 7. Pleasant, wide open, Ward, left corner, leaves the three short. The Dragons daring the Huskies to shoot, and the ball last touched by the Dragons' Elkamil. A triangle signal made by the Huskies with their two thumbs and index fingers, and a travel by Christian Brown off the inbound on the right wing, and Brown, flustered, will make his way back to the front court. An inbound by Curtis in the backcourt, a near side out in front of his home team's bench. Butcher catches in the backcourt with 3:20 left in the first. Johnson will force Butcher to his left, but he will also go left under his own accord, and he'll deliver a bounce pass Rolfs in the right corner. Jab step by Elkamil, left foot, and a quasi-high ball screen set by Curtis. And now a switch between Brown and Elkamil, who sizes up Brown, goes at a left-handed move, and it's blocked by Christian Brown from behind. Pleasant slows down the pace. Good crossover in front of Curtis. He'll stop. Far side elbow swung to Johnson. Deep three-pointers up and down. Too many lapses by the Dragons, not recovering and defending the three ball. And the Huskies not hesitant to shoot. 3 of 5 from deep thus far as English will slice inside. He misses but strips it away from Parker Brown. Spins away from Parker Brown. Sells the up fake and a block by Parker. And it's a foul. English, good tenacity on the play, not to give up after the miss. Javon Grant to sub in. And Marquis English to the free throw line. The Dragons freshman in. Grant back to the bench. He will not come in with 2:37 left in the first. Free throw line, English sets at his forehead, flicks his wrist, and it goes. English ready to shoot his second attempt. Tristan Otson will come in to attempt to combat the height of the Huskies. In for the first time this afternoon is Jack Chapman, the 6'5 freshman for the Huskies.
Also in for Pittsburg, number 10.
And now Javon Grant will come in for Curtis, so nix that height advantage, as also the Huskies bring in Matt Chapman. So the brothers will enter the contest. As English's second free throw attempt sails through. .7:15. Dragons trail by 8 currently. 2:30 left in the first. Flashing up to the apex of the arc for the basketball is Chapman. He rotates a right corner. Parker inside the horseshoe pops a 2 from the right circle. Ball is up. Trenton Austin comes up with the rebound over Christian Brown. Austin with a tough rebound, able to wrap it up. And then a turnover by Marquis Inglis. A hesitation by Chapman as he finds an open Christian Brown. Parker Brown on the outside tried to go with a tip dunk, but then Matt Chapman with the offensive rebound comes up with it, and a fall-away right-hand shot drops. 17-7 is the score. Dragons down 10 once again. They've trailed by as much as 12 in this contest. Elkamil, right wing, jab step, finds Austin at the apex of the arc. English to attack inside. Parker Brown goes straight up with him, detours the shot, comes up with the board. Parker Brown steps through, ripped away by English, flustering. Parker goes into the chest of Parker. Foul and one. Coach Fritz, absolutely apoplectic. His face redder than an apple. He looks on the floor as Parker Brown will have to sub out Pleasant to come back in. Marquis English has done that twice, where Parker Brown feels he has a secure handle on the basketball and then loses it. So Pleasant comes in, Brown goes to the bench, second team foul by the Huskies, 17-9 the score. Dragons trail by 8. English able to convert the and one. And I have a sneaky suspicion, Avi, that English's number will be called a lot today. 17-10 the score. Dragons trail by 7. Pleasant sets a high ball screen, stripped by Gray. He is so good at purloining the basketball. The reverse lay-in does not drop, but Gray had to trampoline from the left block to the right block with the reverse layup to avoid the 6'6 height that Pleasant 10 brings. Three-pointer straight away by Pleasant, no. And Coach Rolfs barking out motion, motion, as Rolfs right wing, Austin right corner. Elkamil delivers a dart right wing, extended to Rolfs. He picks up his dribble, finds Grant left wing. He'll take a contested 3 and leaves it short. Good challenge by Chapman following the Grant 3. He feels confident, but the freshman has not shown any positive results after coming in. He's only been in a minute, so plenty of time for him to turn that around. Elkamil forcing Christian Brown to his right. He loses his handle on the sphere, has to pick it up. Regains control. 41 seconds left in the first. 7-point lead for the Huskies. Pleasant on the right wing, looks low for a cutting Chapman. Left wing, nearly left corner is Ward in front of the Pittsburg High School fan section. Christian Brown, jab steps right. He goes triple threat and ties inside the right horseshoe to the key. And then Pleasant looks like he rolls his ankle and travels. And Pleasant slow to get up as he looks like he is in a bear crawl position and gets up. So not a good sign for Coach Fritz as Parker is on the bench, and now Pleasant will have to go to the bench. And I think Grant, who came down to apply pressure to Pleasant, may have stepped on a shoe, and if not, Pleasant, just who was trying to escape the pressure of both the freshman guard for the Dragons and Trenton Austin, rolled his ankle by himself. 23 seconds to go. Johnson back in the ball game for the Husky following the Pleasant injury. Ward contested by Grant, harassing him, no airspace. The Dragons want a 5-second call. Reverse layup faked by Christian Brown. He loses it. Chapman goes up, but he's met at the top. Javon Grant has a chance to retort, loses it, goes up, and it's a held ball. And that was a position in which the official could either have called a travel, a foul, or could have copped out. I think that was the cop-out call. 5 seconds ago, 17-10. Christian Brown pulls up near midcourt. Three-pointer goes! Christian Brown turns towards the Pittsburg High players and has a few words to say as he slams his chest. A masculine move following a man 3. A 10-point lead for the Huskies after one, but the Dragons have battled back from as much as 12 and have shown resiliency early on. Still plenty of basketball left to be played in the 2018 Border Classic Winners Championship game. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
It has been an exhilarating first 8 minutes of action inside Pittsburg High School's main gymnasium for the Winners Bracket Championship of the 2018 Border Classic. Avi Sharma, Cam Molina, Shelby White with you. 10-point lead for the Huskies. After one quarter of play, the Dragons were able to stave off an early run by the Huskies and battle back as Marquis English goes left short corner, left block, and towards his body, throws up a Hail Mary. No. Rebound by Sam Ward. I thought, no, it's Chapman. That's Chapman's first rebound, and Elkamil misses his second shot from inside the horseshoe. Dribbling with his right hand is Christian Brown, who hit a buzzer beater three. He'll go left wing and shoot another three, and that 6'5" height is just too much to overcome. You rarely see a 6'5" point guard in the state of Kansas, but Christian Brown does a great job scoring as Trenton Austin goes straight up with Matt Chapman. Vertically, double clutches, does not convert. Jab step by Javon Grant, and he traveled. He leaned in to the triple threat and jab. Ward takes the ball away from Grant. Grant earthed with himself, and Coach Rolf's telling him to calm down. Crossover right to left. Christian Brown trying to size up Trenton Austin and Gavin Elkamil. Matt Chapman has a mismatch. Ward wide open, right wing three, and they pass up the 2-4-3, and Sam Ward is able to expose the lazy rotations by the Dragons to a quick 6-0 beginning to the second quarter of play by the Huskies. A tough three hit by Christian Brown, and then a wide open shot by Sam Ward drops through. The Huskies 6 of 9 right now from deep. The Dragons 1 of 3. The Dragons have not won on the glass either, like they have throughout most of the regular season due to the trumping height of this Huskies team. And if you are just joining us on our live stream at ESPN100.7.com, Avi Sharma, Cam Molina, Shelby White with you. 26-10 is the score. Huskies up 16. They led by 10 after one quarter of play, 20-10. We are 56 seconds into the second quarter, and 6 quick points have been put up by the Huskies. The three-point weapon, the tool by this Husky team, has really paid off early on. And Avi, there have been really good challenges on the perimeters by the Dragon, but again, the range and the wiriness of the arm span of the Huskies players, almost all of them, just too much to challenge on the perimeter.
Yeah, so far it's a great effort by PHS. They're right there, Cameron, but they can't finish. That is the problem right now. Is they're making the good effort, but they just can't execute at the last second.
Butcher waits the high ball screen, and it's a really high ball screen at midcourt. He goes to the right, then dribbles to his left as he delivers a one-hopper to Rolfs, who exchanges it with English at the apex of the arc to Elkamil right wing. A dart pass right back to English. He takes a hop step. Matt Chapman defending, and English leaves it short. Marquis English struggling for the first time this season. He really has not had anybody to combat his physicality on the defensive end, and right now that is being put on full display between Matt Chapman and Brown. Attacking left short corner is Chapman. He double clutches, cannot score. Ball still loose. The freshman does not finish the shot as Drew Rolfs is able to track down the board. His first of the afternoon. Right wing Curtis. He looks low, delivers a fluttering pass to English. He goes straight up with the right hand floater. Matt Chapman with the foul. Coach Fritz puts both of his hands to his temples, and he is a bit distraught following the call. So that's 2 on Brown and 1 on Matt Chapman. In addition, Pleasant rolled his ankle for the Huskies. So a lot of the size of this Husky team has been mitigated by a multitude of factors. 13 foul committed by the Huskies, 16-point lead for Northwest, and the first free throw goes for Marquis English, who's now 4 of 4 on the afternoon. A chance to go, 5 of 5 right here. Two bounces by English near his right foot. Sets at the knees, then to the waist, and he scores. 7 points for Marquis English. He only trails Sam Ward and Christian Brown as the leading scorers in this contest with 8 and 10 respectively for the Huskies. Johnson will tell Chapman to go to the left wing and space out the floor. His three-pointer drops. Everyone on this team can shoot. 7 of 10 from deep are the Huskies. 70% from downtown. That's 21 of the team's 29 points. Steal by Matt Chapman as was a bad wraparound pass by the Dragon. Splitting the defense as Christian Brown goes up left-handed high out the window. Matt Chapman crashes, but he steps out of bounds. Christian Brown's first miss of the afternoon as he drops to 4 of 5 shooting from the floor. Right wing is Elkamil. He'll jab to the right, reverses it back out, spins in the far side circle. English will flare to the right corner. Ball is reversed at the point to Curtis before it's whipped back to Elkamil. Deep trifecta goes up and down. Elkamil has hit the Dragons 2 threes in this ball game. Pittsburg High School trailing by 14. Johnson, left wing, now goes to the left block as he finds Chapman, who tries to go with a reverse lay, and he's fouled on his way up. Curtis, I think, is the guilty verdict here. No, it's on English. So English the guilty party, as the Pittsburg High School fan section, the theme of tonight's, or rather this afternoon's dress up, if you will, is a beach theme, as many students wearing lower bottoms that are swimsuits and some boating hats. Second free throw does not go for Chapman as he goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. In the front court is Elkamil. He'll try out the 3 again. That time it's to the right of the orange. Elkamil drops to 2 of 4 from downtown. Into the front court goes Christian Brown, right short corner, rips through and jams it with his right hand. And a timeout used by Coach Fritz. And Christian Brown has done a splendid job of absolutely abusing the rim. He's utilizing his length to attack the short corners and inside and challenging the Dragons front court to try to meet him up in the air. And the Dragons know that would be detrimental to them because 9 times out of 10 you would imagine that's a foul when a guard goes inside and tries to score on a forward. 32-15 to score. The Dragons trail by 17 with 4:46 in the second. The Dragons have been relentless, though. Go ahead, Avi.
The crazy thing is Braun and Pleasant, who I think are the 2 best players on this Husky team, has not even stepped on the court this second quarter. Pleasant, who's still trying to recover from that foot injury that we're not 100% sure about, and then Braun with 2 fouls.
And Pleasant, as we're turning to our left to look at him, is testing out one of his ankles. I'm trying to see which one it is.
Right foot.
I think you are correct in that assumption. With 4:40 to go in the half, it's 32-15. Butcher delivers a one-hop bounce pass. Christian Brown read it, snuck in front of it, but he steps out of bounds and comes up with a sphere. Butcher to inbound in front of a entire armada of Purple Dragon fans that have gathered inside Pittsburg High School for this Saturday's championship game. Butcher gets a right short corner to Drew Rolfs. Drew Rolfs sells the pass fake, defended by Ward. Rolfs has not shot 1 attempt in this contest. Right short corner, English, defended by Chapman. Looking low for Curtis, who goes with the power dribble straight up and a foul on the floor. And the freshman Jack Chapman was just outmatched in terms of strength as the quarterback for the football team and Chase Curtis just muscled his way to the basket. And that is the first foul on Johnson. I didn't think Johnson was anywhere near on that play. But it's the 14th foul committed by the Huskies. First on Johnson as Parker Brown's back into the contest. So the 6'9 forward will defend against Chase Curtis. Rolls, finds Curtis down low, sells the up fake, goes up and scores. That was lucky because if Curtis had gone up initially, he would have drawn contact against Brown in the air, finished and probably had an and one. That would have been Brown's third. 15-point lead for the Huskies, 32-17 midway through the second quarter. Johnson flashes left wing to right wing. Butcher comes out to defend. Left wing, Christian Brown, he loses it. After bobbling the ball, he recovers. Coveting the basketball again is Brown, looks for Parker Brown, slings a one-handed right wing. Johnson trying to orchestrate traffic. Elkamil mismatch against Parker Brown. Rip through right wing Johnson. He gets inside the horseshoe to the free throw line. Far side short corner, spinning, fading away is Jack Chapman, but Jack Chapman leaves it short. Rebound by Elkamil. Elkamil's first board of the night. He attacks left, goes straight into the body of Christian Brown, and then Parker Brown comes from behind to swat it away. And it is on Christian Brown as a whistle is blown. His first and the 15th foul committed by Northwest. If there's one advantage the Dragons have at the moment, it's that they are winning in the free throw department as Elka Mill's first shot goes through. The Dragons currently 6 of 6 from the line as Trenton Austin comes in. To the bench goes Jarek Butcher for the Dragons with 3:30 left in the half. It's a 14-point contest. Dragons down. Elka Mill's second shot goes. And when you win in the free throw department, it means that the other team is fouling more. And that has been pretty indicative of the afternoon thus far for the Huskies, despite having a 13-point lead. There are 2 on Chapman, or excuse me, 2 on Brown currently. And Brown's got to be very cognizant of those 2 fouls. Right wing, it's Jack Chapman. He has the ball placed above his head. He needs to get out before a 5-second call. Right corner, Brown's 3, and it bounces off the right side of the goal and then goes through. So a tough bank shot for Parker Brown, who hits his second 3 of the afternoon. 35-19 the score, under 3 to go in the first half of action. Left wing, Rolfs, his trifecta, unable to answer back. Rebound by Ward, who's increasing the cadence of the offense. Spins inside the lane. A gorgeous move as he goes from left hand to his right hand and scores in traffic. A talented Husky bunch now leads by 18. Gavin Elkamill turned around by Parker Brown. Trenton Austin setting the high ball screen to the left to Christian Brown. Gavin Elkamill still holding on the ball. He moves it to the left wing. Ward defending rolls. He looks low for Trenton Austin, but instead finds Curtis after the dart pass. Ball speared to Gavin Elkamill, dials it up from deep off the back iron, and Ward is able to grab his 4th rebound of the night. Johnson to Jack Chapman, left wing. Parker Brown, Christian Brown rips through from right, goes to the left, step back, deep 2 free throw line. Wow, that was a thing of beauty. Christian Brown to rip to the right, crossover in front, take a back step, and shoot to give the Huskies a 20-point lead. Elkamill, left-hand dribble, goes inside the near side circle. The English, who attacks left short corner and a foul on the floor. 16th foul committed by the Huskies, and the second on Johnson. Parker Brown subs out. Coming into the contest is Matt Chapman, as Pleasant is still testing out that foot. 39-19 to score. 20-point deficit for the Dragons with under 2 to go in the half. Cross screen set by Curtis. Frees up Austin. English gets it following the far side baseline inbound by Elkamill. Elkamill works with it. Near side short corner and then whips it back out. Elkamill crosses over right to left. Coach Rolf sparking out power to run the half court set. English tries to come up with the offensive rebound, but underneath it's Elkamill who misses. Curtis grabs the offensive rebound, goes back up, and is fouled on his way to the basket. And that's the strength of Curtis to fight for those offensive rebounds and giving the Dragons second chance opportunities. Chapman now has 2, 17th foul by the Huskies, and with 1:37 to go, this is a perfect time to strike for the Dragons, with Chapman having 2 fouls, Parker having 2 fouls, and Pleasant out. If you can defend the perimeter as Curtis misses his first and his second free throw also no good, that can really free up some space down low and you can pick up more fouls on the front court. Curtis is currently 0 of 2 from the stripe after that sequence. Johnson drives and it's a foul on Trenton Austin, the team's second. 1:30 left in the half, 39-19 to score. Again, a 20-point lead for the Huskies. Jack Chapman to inbound. It's a near side inbound in front of the Purple Dragon bench. Curtis staring him down, trying to read his eyes. He'll flash to the near side corner before the ball is rotated by Ward. Johnson, Christian Brown, 3. He is 3 of 3 from deep in this contest with a gorgeous stroke, 9 of 12 from downtown. The Huskies have absolutely lit it up from deep. High ball screen set by Austin. Elkamill goes with a lame dunk, bounce past to English, who has to recover it, has to go out of his way for it. English drives, right hand, can't finish, but Austin's there to follow it up. Austin's first points and his second rebound of the afternoon. English drops to 1 of 4 shooting on the afternoon. The Dragons, English yesterday, went 10 of 14 from the floor in an economical contest for 23 points. Matt Chapman goes up. Held ball between Curtis and Chapman. And actually, I think it was a foul on Chapman. It was. 3 on Chapman now. So the reserve big is in foul trouble. It's now up to Coach Fritz to decide if he wants to send someone else in or put Brown in. And he'll bring in Andrew Lynn, another 6'9" forward, but I think there's a reason Coach Fritz has kept him on the bench until now. He's a senior, but we are about to see his skill set with the last 49 seconds left in the half. A 21-point lead for the Huskies. Curtis with a chance to bring it within 19. First free throw drops. He's shooting his third and fourth attempts from the bar right now. 42-22 is the score. Curtis awaits the official's pass. After a bounce pass, Curtis takes two dribbles, set at his waist. His free throw swirls around and then pings out. He's 1 of 4 from the line right now. 3 points, 2 rebounds. 20-point contest. Christian Brown past the prime meridian, dribbling with his left. Johnson flashes up. 37 seconds left in the half. Ward, left wing, jab steps to his right. A fake sold by Christian Brown as he's trying to gain some space from Elkamil. Johnson will not try to manufacture anything right now as Austin comes out to defend. Johnson with superior speed blows by Austin, and that's the third foul committed by the Dragons, second on Austin. But I think Coach Rolfs is content with that. Still 3 fouls to give as Butcher will come in for Austin with 19 seconds to go.
In the game, Pittsburg, number 25, is Jerry Butcher.
Near side baseline inbound by Ward as he's to the right of the basket on the purple baseline. He scans, finds an open Jack Chapman. Jack Chapman reverses it to Christian Brown, who jabs right. Elkamil will come out and defend. Christian with 10 seconds to go. Dribbles with his right hand, crosses over to his left, penetrates with his left hand, and another foul on the floor with 6 seconds to go. And that's the first on Elkamil. And I think that is an okay foul for the Dragons, who still have 2 to give with 6.9 to go. And Christian Brown has shown the capacity to hit a three-pointer as time expires. And he's 3 of 3 from behind the arc today. And off the inbound, it's Christian Chapman wide open underneath the basket on the alley-oop attempt. He tips it in from Ward and scores. Christian Brown has devastated this Dragons bunch en route to 19 first-half points. Christian Brown sets at his waist. His free throw, good. And if you're able to hit 8 of 9 from the floor to start, you better be able to hit one measly free throw. 4 seconds to go, and Javon Grant from behind the arc leans into a 3 and draws a foul. He'll have 3 free throws, and that was a freshman mistake by Jack Chapman. 19th foul by the Huskies. One thing I'm puzzled by is that the foul was called on Johnson. So that was Johnson's third. So foul troubles for the Huskies heading into the second half. 3 on Johnson, 3 on Chapman, 2 on Parker Brown, and then Pleasant with the rolled ankle. Javon Grant's second free throw goes. He's 2 of 2 right now. If he's able to hit all 3, that's a big boost for this Dragon team. Parker Brown will come in for Lind. And Grant goes 3 of 3, 3 big free throws in the waning seconds of the first half. Christian Brown catches full court heave, almost hit it again. My goodness, Christian Brown is a machine on the court. He finishes the first half with 20 of the team's 45 points. The Dragons trail by 20, 45-25. We'll get more in depth about today's matchup here in 2 minutes here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
And we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7 at intermission. It's a lopsided affair as the Purple Dragons trail by 20, 45-25, in the Winners Bracket Championship game of the 2018 Border Classic. Avi Sharma, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you. Right now, Avi, it has been all Christian Brown, the junior point guard for the Huskies. 20 points in the first half on 3 of 4 shooting from downtown, 5 of 6 from inside the horseshoe. Combined, that is 8 of 10 from the floor, and the only three-pointer he's missed was a full-court heave right before the buzzer for halftime sounded. But 20 points, superior length with his arms. He has been unstoppable for this Dragons team. Still plenty of time to play, but there are going to have to be a vast amount of adjustments if the Dragons want any chance of sneaking back into this contest.
Well, Cameron, for the first time all year, PHS is having a size problem. It is unbelievable how, I said it before the game, that every player on this team is over 6 foot. Yes, that affects the inside game, but that also affects the outside game. That means Rolfs has to guard a guy that's almost, a couple inches taller than him. Gavin Elkamil's got to guard that, Jarek Butcher. But, the effort is there for PHS. It's just the shots aren't going in. Elkamil's he's putting up some good shots. They're just not falling for him. But again, another thing I got to credit, and this is both the girls and the boys from PHS, the bench have done a great job coming in. Javon Grant has been a bit of a spark plug. He hasn't been able to finish. He got the 3 free throws, which was huge, and then Trenton Austin being a size factor as well.
Let's quickly go through the first half stats, beginning with the Huskies. Christian Brown, 20 points in the first half. Max Johnson, 3 points and a rebound. 10 points for Sam Ward on 2 of 4 shooting from downtown. Parker Brown, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Joseph Pleasant with a rebound. Jack Chapman with 3 points and a rebound. And Matt Chapman with 3 points and a rebound. The Huskies, 9 of 13 from deep in the first half. That is just under 70%. From inside the horseshoe, they are 8 of 12. As a unit, they have shot 17 of 25 from the floor. The Dragons defensively are going to have to step up their game in the second half because the Dragons, as a whole, field goal shooting are 5 of 15. That's a whopping 33%, a sizable difference in the accuracy from both sides. Chase Curtis, 3 points, 2 rebounds for the Dragons. 3 points scored by Javon Grant. In the waning seconds of the first half, the freshman did a great job of selling the three-pointer, leading in to Max Johnson and drawing a foul. He then in turn knocked down 3 free throws. And with the freshman doing that, he has been also helped out by Gavin Elkamil, who has 8 points and a rebound. Marquis English has 7 points right now. And then 2 points scored by Trenton Austin in this contest. So the Dragons have been able to find success throughout this afternoon, Avi. It's just the inability to stop some of these rangy, great shooters for this Huskies team. And it's tough to do that when, again, it goes back to just the height differential. A point guard that's 6'5", Jack Chapman off the bench, a freshman, 6'5". Andrew Lynn, who played 30 seconds in the first half, is 6'9". Parker Brown is 6'9". Pleasant and Chapman off the bench are both 6'6". So, and it's not just to say that this team is tall. They each have a well-developed skill set, but it brings into question how will the Dragons attempt to challenge and mitigate some of the efficiency, some of the success that this Husky team has had, as they've been shooting very efficiently. As I'm lost for words at this point in time, I apologize. But just going back into the second half, you can't teach height, but you can teach how to run half-court sets and try to find some of the open areas in the offense and defense. So just being able to take advantage of that and then closing out on the perimeter. I know these are skilled shooters for the Huskies, and they have the superior length and height, but still getting a hand in the face of the shooters pays off in the end. You know, fatigue starts to play a factor, and with the foul issues that the Huskies have, the Dragons still have a foot in the door. They can still come back out here, still force more turnovers, force the hand of the Huskies to foul. Right now, Matt Chapman with 3, Parker Brown with 2, Max Johnson with 3. So if they're able to fight inside and continue to battle, they could force some more of those fouls to pile up.
Yeah, I think, Cameron, the big thing is to break these guys' chemistry. I think the Huskies' chemistry is on fire right now. Cause something to distract that a little bit. I don't know if you saw it towards the end of the second quarter there, but you saw a little bit of chippiness going on back and forth between the players. They just were, talking to each other amongst themselves. Just see what these guys can do. I think PHS, you hit it perfectly. They need to run some half-court offenses. They're just putting up shots if nothing's going smoothly for them, which I understand this offense isn't going to be as successful as it normally is because of the height differential, but you still can overcome that, Cameron. You got to run the sets and you got to keep going, and eventually something's going to crack and they're going to get in there. And for Marquis, keep shooting. Big guy's done it all year long. He's had a great season. He's going to have a down game. This is one of those down games. Keep shooting for the big fella to get back into the game.
2 minutes, 11 seconds to go before we begin the third quarter of play. 45-25 the score. The Dragons trail by 20. We bring you back with the second half of action here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
We welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. We are set to begin the third quarter of play of the 2018 Border Classic Winners Championship game between the Northwest Huskies and the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons. Dragons trail by 20, 45-25, but Coach Wolves held his guys in the locker room until about the 2-minute mark on the clock here at halftime, and I think it wasn't so much encouraging words as the Dragons have been relentless, and you've been able to see the determination and the resiliency in their play. It's just been the advantages that the Huskies have had, and it's been on full display with their length and their three-point shooting. Ward will start the third quarter in the front court as the Huskies go from right to left offensively. Right wing is Johnson as he flashes up to the top of the key. Ward left wing defended by Rolfs. A behind the head, then to the front of the head, baseball-like pass from Ward to Christian Brown. And Christian Brown steps into a right-hand floater, no. Rebound by Marquis English. English able to grapple his second board of the night, and then Marquis English runs the floor. He's contested at the top of the rim. He does not convert. Now he is 1 of 5 shooting on the afternoon. Ward dribbling with his left hand, picks up his dribble before tossing a knuckleball to an open Matt Chapman, who will go down to the right block. Ball's worked around to Parker Brown, Elkamil, and Butcher, on the weak side defensively, and they swipe it away. Brown walks with it. Coach Fritz raising up his left hand, making a peace sign with his index and middle finger, so a half-court defensive set now being run by the Huskies, and it's a 2-3 zone. Butcher telling one of the Dragons to come to the high post. English will oblige. He catches free throw line, stolen away by Ward. Good rip by the guard and Ward. Christian Brown, the junior, thought about stopping and popping left wing, thinks better of it as he reverses back out, sprays a pass right wing to Matt Chapman. Chapman goes with an interchanging handoff to Parker Brown right wing, back to Johnson. Johnson forks it over left wing to an open Christian Brown. Parker Brown goes up trying to go with a mammoth slam from the left block, and it's a foul against Marquis English, his second.
Personal foul, number 32, Marquis English, will be his second personal foul, the first team on Pittsburg. At the line, number 23, Parker Brown.
First free throw is off. Brown sets his feet. Right foot staggered in front of his left. Shoots a free throw, no. Ball's loose, recovered by Chase Curtis. It bounced off his torso for a second, but he was able to track it back down. Coach Rolfs chirping to his guys and telling English to go to the right short corner. Butcher has his pocket picked. Ward goes up and hammers a two-handed dunk home. Sam Ward showing a little bit of bounce as well, and the Dragons have to minimize the careless mistakes. Rolfs, far side wing. Gavin Elkamil begging for the basketball. He's open right wing against the 2-3 zone and wanted to shoot. Curtis catches high post. Elkamil right wing three is up and short. Curtis tracks down the offensive rebound, his fourth board of the afternoon. He goes right short corner two, and it's actually a three. So Curtis, his first three-pointer of the season, falls. Had a way to pick it up there for Chase Curtis. Jab step left by Parker Brown as he rotates to Ward, who finds Christian Brown right wing. Brown wants a high ball screen set by Parker Brown. Christian Brown wheels inside, goes with the right hand to the left hand, reverse lay-in, does not go. Rolfs catches it on the break, steps into a three, rolls out. It clanged out actually, and Rolfs has struggled from deep. Last two ball games, he went 1 of 6 from deep yesterday. That was his first three-point attempt of this contest with 5 to go in the third. It's a 19-point lead for the Huskies, 47-28. Johnson penetrates right side, scores over English. That was a tough task, but Johnson was up to it. 5 points for Johnson, who also has 3 fouls. Pass fake by Rolfs to English, right block. Then relocates to Butcher. Butcher, who gives it right back. Butcher, Elkamil, Curtis, left corner three, and Curtis was testing the waters from deep yet again, but I think it should be kind of a one-and-done deal on his part as he's wide open. He was contested that last attempt. 21-point lead for the Huskies. 49-28 the score. 4:30 left in the third. Johnson taking his time as he dribbles right. Looks, continues to scan, throws it low, and it is a turnover. 3 seconds in the lane by the Huskies. 4:20 left in the third quarter of play. Butcher dribbles with his right hand to his left hand. Delivers a pass over to the open Elkamil. Elkamil brings the ball to his right hip. Crosses over right to left. Scoops a pass over the top of his head to Butcher, left wing. And then a beeline, frozen row pass to English, right wing. He'll attack right short corner, fadeaway, air ball. Rolfs is there for the recovery. Parker smothers it, but it's tracked down by Curtis, who has an open Rolfs left corner, trying to make Parker pay, and does not. And then Elkamil's hit in the head, and it is an official timeout. Elkamil was whacked in the face. I did not see by who, though. And Elkamil will take a seat, and he is writhing in pain, holding the right side of his face. And he needs a few seconds to recover. Christian Brown and company up 21 with 3:45 to go in the third. Parker Brown, pass fake, Ward, wide open right corner, and time in and time out. This Husky team is ready to shoot at any given moment. Ward 3 of 5 from deep, Christian Brown 3 of 4 as a unit, 10 of 14, plus 7 from behind the arc. That's 21 additional points. You take those 21 points away, and we have ourselves a ball game. Right now it's 52-28, a 24-point lead for the Huskies. Butcher double team, right corner. English catches and a foul. And it's a foul against Ward. That's Ward's first and the Huskies' first. Pleasant still testing out that ankle. And if things continue this way, I doubt we see Pleasant come back in, who rolled his ankle midway through the second, as Elkamil is being examined by the athletic trainer here at Pittsburg High School. Rolfs left wing gives it right back to Butcher, who looks for Austin, who flashed high post. English right wing three is up to the right. No. Shirks off the rim. Christian Brown tracks it down for his first rebound of the contest. Delivers a bounce pass. Ward, right corner, thought about stepping into a three. Takes a hop step in the air. Goes with the wraparound bounce pass to Brown. Once again, right corner, who gives it up. Parker Brown delivers a bullet to an open to an open Johnson, who scores. Max Johnson able to score after the feed from Parker Brown. And in this third quarter, it has been advantage Huskies 9-3. And the Dragons are at a loss right now. The first time they have really been perplexed in terms of how to handle this situation this season. 2:43 left, 54-28 the score. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out
without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
We welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. 54-28 the score. The Dragons trailing by 26 with about 2:43 left in the third quarter of play. It will be a far side out from Chase Curtis of the Dragons, and the Dragons have yet to give up. They still have a fiery passion burning and are wanting to battle back against the Huskies, but a steal by Ward will not help their cause. Ward on the break has Butcher on his hip, tosses it up right-handed, and a foul. Butcher commits his first, the team's second, with 2:33 left in the third quarter of play. And Coach Ed Fritz's Huskies have just been far too much for the Dragons to handle. A challenge unlike any other the Dragons have faced this year. The Huskies have been aided by the three ball falling in their favor. 10 of 14 from deep. That's a 71% mark compared to the Dragons' 3 of 10. 2 of the threes have been hit by Elkamil, who will now enter the contest once again as he had a stinger and left the ball game about 3 minutes ago.
I tell you, Cam, it's good to see him back, as he was in a lot of pain when he came off the floor last time.
Butcher, Rolfs exit the contest. Javon Grant, Tritton Onton come in. Ward goes 2 of 2 from the stripe. Goes 1 of 2 from the stripe, I beg your pardon. 55-28 is the score. 2:25 left in the third quarter. Javon Grant, far side wing, defended by Johnson. High post option, ribs through against Chapman, and Parker open as Curtis. He's pinned to the top, but Brown fouls. Brown immediately looks over to Coach Fritz and knows that he is going to be scolded. Brown says nothing. His head down. Coach Fritz just shakes his head, and he tried to go for the big block, and Curtis did a great job shielding the basketball. It's his first free throw short. Curtis, who has been fairly successful from the line post-Christmas break, has struggled the last 2 games. There was one game where I believe he missed about 14, 15 free throws. He's a guy who has a penchant of getting to the line, as he misses both free throws. And this has just been a struggle for him. 1 of 7 in the ball game. Ball stripped away. Should be 1 of 6 from the line in the ball game. 3 fouls on Brown, to reiterate, as Isaac Leverins will come in for Chase Curtis, who needs a moment. Johnson to inbound, far sideline, as he has Jack Chapman in the backcourt. The freshman dribbles with his left hand. English 2 steps away from him at the top of the arc, defending Chapman, who was close to the midcourt line. Johnson has it, interchanges with Ward, who jab steps to the right, delivers a chest pass over to Jack Chapman again. Christian Brown, who has 20 points, all in the first half, tries to spin away from Gavin Elkamil. Double clutch is blocked by English, and it looks like it ricocheted off of Matt Chapman, but it will be Huskies ball. And Coach Rolfs saying it was off of Chapman as well, but the official said it was off of Trenton Austin. And it's a line set from the left corner across to the right block for the Huskies. Christian Brown catches right corner. Ward flashes up, and as he flared up, he turned around immediately. Jack Chapman there delivers a bad pass that's popped up into the air, but luckily enough, he recovers it. Christian Brown steps into a wide open three and drills it. Christian Brown, when he makes a shot, there is zero error on his attempts. I mean, it doesn't cling around, doesn't hit the backboard. It's just silky, just goes right through the bottom of the net as Tristan Obson will go with a wraparound bounce pass, or wraparound pass to English. He attacks in the left corner, the left short corner, and scores. Marquis English now 3 of 7 shooting from the floor this afternoon. Turnover by the Huskies. On the break, it's Elkamil. He looks for English. English with the lane. Fake the Euro step, but then a bounce pass to Chapman, and Isaac Leverins with the turnover. 58 seconds left in the third. It's a 28-point contest. Dragons trail. This would be their 3rd loss of the season if the score holds, which right now with the Huskies' intensity on the defensive end and their 3-point shooting, I doubt this lead wavers. Johnson begging for the basketball as he's posting up the smaller Grant. English gets the fingertip on the basketball following the bad pass by Johnson. Elkamil thought about pulling up far side circle as he hesitated. He rethought it and does shoot. Christian Brown looks for Ward. Ward goes, double clutches, left hand inside layup, no. Clean up on aisle 5 as as Ward falls. Javon Grant recovers it. English left wing steps into a 3. Left side of the rim to the right side of the rim. Trenton Austin with the rebound, and he scores. Austin with his 3rd board. English with his first missed 3-pointer of the afternoon, and with 27 seconds to go in the third, it's a foul on Trenton Austin.
In the game for Blue Valley Northwest, number 23, Parker Brown.
58-32 the score. The Dragons trail by 26. Trenton Austin will sub out. Chase Curtis comes back in. Javon Grant, Gavin Elkamil, Isaac Leverins, and Marquis English on the floor for the Dragons. Christian Brown with a chest pass that's to the right hip of an open Ward who rotates at Johnson. Back to Christian Brown to Parker Brown. Brown brings the ball above his head with his ponytail waving behind his back. Attacking right short corner. Brown tried to go with an ice cream scoop shot. Does not convert as Curtis is called for the foul.
The personal foul call number 2, Chase Curtis.
That is Curtis's 2nd and the team's 5th. The Dragons have posted 7 points in this 3rd quarter compared to the 13 of the Huskies. So the Dragons doing an okay job defensively in this third as they came out a bit rested as they've run the floor a lot. And the first free throw goes for Johnson. He'll settle down for his 2nd attempt. Set to the knees and flicks his wrist, and that one's good. He has 9 points in the contest with 9.5 to go in the third. Javon Grant needs to go to work, defended by Ward. 4 seconds to go. High ball screen set. Grant, Elkamil, 3 up, and does not go down. So it has been a struggle for the Dragons on both sides of the ball against a talented Husky bunch. None of the players on the Huskies roster under 6 feet tall. A pair of 6'9" forwards and a 6'5" junior point guard that dropped 20 points in the first half. A lot to overcome. Down 28 points as we head to the final quarter of action in the championship game of the 2018 Border Classic. 60-32 Huskies lead it. We are back in 30 seconds with more action from your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Coach Rolls, Purple Dragons not backing down or shying away from the challenge at hand as the Huskies lead by 28 into the final quarter of play. Avi Sharma, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you as we begin the final period of action. Curtis to inbound, a far side out with Javon Grant in the backcourt. The freshman has played well, 3 points, 3 of 3 from the line, 0 of 2 from the floor, and a pair of steals. El Camille, right wing, about 2 to 3 steps away from the midcourt line, defended by Jack Chapman. Right corner is Leverand, and the 2-3 zone by the Huskies still in effect. Trying to slow down the penetration inside by Marquis English. El Camille's 3 is no good. He is now 2 of 7 from deep. Ball still loose, recovered by Marquis English. He goes to the free throw line, brings the ball above his head on an up fake. El Camille attacks, goes left, right. Leverand sizes up, right wing 3 short. Ball still loose. El Camille recovers, right corner 3. That one goes. So an interesting sequence for the Dragons as Leverand tracked down his own shot. El Camille was able to convert. Rather, El Camille tracked down Leverand's missed shot, and then Parker left block skies for the dunk. My goodness, Parker Brown throws it down for his 3rd basket of the night. He now has 8 points, 4 rebounds. El Camille high skip pass. English is able to grapple it from the air and recover. He fades away from the right circle. No, Leverand's had it for a second, then off the shoe of Johnson, and Johnson turns around to complain, and he's immediately shooed off by the official. Under 7 to go in the 4th. It's 62-35. Dragons down. Grant, left side of the hoop, inbound near side baseline. Curtis double team, backside Ward trying to strip it away. Left elbow English, he looks, right corner, Grant squares up, 3, air ball. Rebounded by Christian Brown. Brown gallops on the break after his 2nd rebound of the night, goes up right-handed to Ward. Ward converts in a timeout used by Coach Fritz as he wants to wrangle his guys back in. Sam Ward has missed 2 shots on the night, both from deep. He is 7 of 9 shooting on the afternoon with 18 points, and Coach Fritz is not settling or being complacent despite the 29-point edge, as he is still very forceful about what he wants to happen on the floor. And in the Kansas City area, a lot of competition there in Pittsburg High School, another 5A school much like Northwest. You kind of have to tip your caps to the Dragons for the effort they put out tonight, but there have been times where execution has been a bit rugged, and it's tough to overcome 6'9". You can't teach 6'9" height and 6'5" point guards that shoot 4 or 5 from deep, and as a unit 11-15 from downtown. So I don't think Coach Rolfs or the Dragons are discouraged. They are just looking to continue to compete and finish up this game and look towards DeSoto next week.
Yeah, some familiar faces we've seen at that Blue Valley Northwest over there at that high school. You know, Hayden Gustafson, former PSU basketball player for Pitt State, and then Coach Clint Ryder, former Southeast football coach. He's over there, so a lot of success coming over there. I think this Husky program is a really good place to be.
Javon Grant chest pass, chin high. English is able to grapple it. Leverand's at the top of the key, looks for an open Curtis at the point of the arc. Is English, does a couple great crossover moves, and the wily center is able to dash inside. He's shooting 4 of 8 from the floor, 13 points, 3 rebounds. Johnson defended by Trenton Austin with a full court press. Huskies able to break it, cutting from the left short corner to the left block is Parker Brown, but he loses his handle on the sphere, goes out of bounds. 6:14 left in the quarter, 64-37 the score. Dragons down, English crosses over right to left, step through, and it's deflected by Parker Brown. Good defense on the 6'9" forward, allowing English to go up and then swat it. He just hesitated for a moment. Jack Chapman, the freshman, looks for Parker Brown, rotated to Johnson. Christian Brown open, sinks the 3, and again, if he has time, it's a perfect 3-pointer. I mean, just perfect mechanics, perfect 3, everything. And then Alex Kafka contested, airballs a trifecta. 5:40 left in the final quarter, 30-point lead for the Huskies, 67-37. Ball holstered, right hip for Christian Brown. Parker Brown catches it left wing, right back to Christian, defended by Isaac Leverand. Leverand will force the very spiffy shoe-wearing Christian Brown to his right as he trips and hits the hardwood. Johnson attacking, percolates inside the far side circle. Christian Brown catches right wing, right back to Johnson. Johnson resets the offense with 5:15 to go in the quarter. Ward left wing. Ward reverses back out. High ball screen set by Jack Chapman. Ward sizing up Trenton Austin, goes in with the right hand, but finds Johnson right corner, his 3 short. Parker tracks it down. Parker power dribble, goes into English, then swings through, has another wide open Ward right corner. No, First time there have been back-to-back misses for the Huskies. Jack Chapman looks low, delivers a fake jump shot, which is a pass to Parker. Parker doesn't go up. He really wasn't ready for it. And it's a foul on the floor committed by the Dragons. English is third. And the 16th foul committed by the Dragons. Johnson trying to defend the inbound from Ward, and again Christian Brown nearly gets the alley-oop attempt on the tip in. English attacks in a charge, his 4th foul, and he is furious, and he just walks away from the officials. Leveren's trying to tell him to be a bit more composed and try to calm down and soothe his senior forward, but English has had a frustrating ball game. With 4 to go in the 4th. Running clock is in effect, 67-37 to score. And now we have a substitution as Peyton Cantrell for the Dragons come in. And Parker Brown was bumped in the face on that attempt, and he's bleeding from his nose, so he will be tended to. And the athletic trainers for the Dragons immediately know what to do, putting on their gloves and are ready to take care of business. But while that's happening, and the sub is Matt Campbell for the Huskies, and the blood is being cleaned off the floor. Coach Rolfs is just trying to encourage his boys in the last 3:50 of competition. The clock will stop now, about 14 seconds running off, and Marky English has blood on his left arm, and he needs to get that tended to. I don't know if English realizes it, but he'll go back to the bench as Peyton Cantrell comes in amongst the trees. Peyton Cantrell, about 6'1", 6'2". He's shorter than Jack Chapman, who's a shooting guard for this Huskies team. The height of this club looks like and is similar to a Division II team. I mean, you see it in the MIAA. It's quite similar to Northwest Missouri or Missouri Western or any of the other teams. The ball's kicked left short corner. Matt Chapman goes to the up fake. Good steal by Alex Kapka. He loses his handle but scoops it backwards to Trenton Austin. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chapman. 3:30 to go with the running clock. As English and Parker to our right, patting each other and commending each other for a good game. And I think English is kind of apologizing to Parker, saying, hey, sorry I went into you. But Trenton Austin following the inbound scores. Good sportsmanship shown by both sides today, and what has been an absolutely thrilling 2018 Border Classic down to the championship game on both sides. Carl Junction girls prevailing over North KC, and today the Huskies will down the Dragons, but their spirits will not fade as they have quite the schedule ahead of them. DeSoto at home, and then in the upcoming weeks, Independence, that will be their next road game on February the 2nd. Austin, good sidearm pass to Cantrell, who does not convert. But Peyton Cantrell earning valuable experience here with 2:30 left in the 4th. And attacking is Christian Brown against the freshman Javon Grant, who stands at about 5'9", can do nothing about that 6'5", Christian Brown. More subs coming in. For the first time in this contest will be the junior Andrew Davis, no surprise, not under 6 feet tall. And also coming in will be Jack Hungerford, who is the shortest player on the Huskies roster at 6 feet tall. Ward has his afternoon complete. Matt Campbell also done. Coach Fritz, you also have to give him a lot of credit for cultivating a lot of this young talent. I mean, again, you can't teach the height, but you can definitely teach the fundamentals. You can run the sets. You can help develop a lot of these young players. And if you're just from an observer aspect, just looking at this Husky team, you can tell this is not your run-of-the-mill club. Scoop backwards, catching it is Grant following the Cantrell pass. Cantrell catches it again, far side short corner. He gives it back to Austin, and Austin's fouling his way up with 1:15 to go in the 4th. 68-39 the score. Dalton Gromer and Brett Weimers to check in for the Dragons. Trent Austin spins the ball out his waist. His first free throw goes.
And Cameron, I'm still loving the sportsmanship over here to our right. I know the camera can't see it, but Marquis still over there making sure Brown is okay. That's just a great thing to see regardless of the scoreboard.
And it is vigorous bleeding from Parker from his nose. 40 seconds to go. Both free throws go for Trenton Austin. And he will wrap up his afternoon shooting 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 8 points, 3 rebounds. 28 seconds to go. 3-point jump shot by Hungerford to the right of the rim. Ball tipped up in the air, and the 6'9" Lynn comes down with it, but then Cantrell rips it away. Brett Weimer's on the break, brings it to his chest. That was nearly a double dribble. Kapka sizes up 3. No, but a foul before that. And then getting tangled up was Chapman and Leverett. I think Leverett's had something to say. I think just out of frustration. I don't know why, and that's a technical on both sides. That just doesn't make any sense why you would do that. I understand the frustration, but still, 3.5 seconds left. Come on now.
Yeah, I agree.
And Coach Rolfs keeping Leverett in front of him, saying that's not okay. Just play the game.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened. All I saw was the whistle blown, and then they were chirping at each other, but that's about all I saw.
Well, and now it's an intentional foul on Matt Chapman. But I saw Leverett nodding, saying, okay, yeah, as if he was accepting the consequences of the repercussions or the biting words from Coach Rolfs. But Leverett goes to the line, shooting 2. First doesn't drop. And Leverett will shoot his second free throw. That one also no good. And I think that will start the clock as soon as the ball is handed off on the inbound. I think the Huskies may just hold here if Chapman reads it well.
I think it's Dragon basketball.
Okay, so yeah, again, it's the intentional, my fault. Kapka will inbound. He holds on to it. 2 seconds left. He gets it in, but it's too little, too late. The Dragons will lose the 2018 Border Classic Championship game, but what a great effort from this 5A club, one of the best in the state of Kansas, but then Northwest, out of this world with the physique of their players, the ability to shoot the 3 ball at will. They shot 12 of 18 in the contest, 9 of 12 in the first half, so the first half far exceeded the second half, and the Dragons' defense really tightened up in the third and fourth quarter. But the zone ran by the Huskies caused a lot of issues for the Dragons. They were just unable to score down low. Marquis English with his most inefficient showing of the season. And I say inefficient, he still shot 50% from the floor, 4 of 8. So take that as you will. He wrapped it with 13 points, 3 rebounds. Gavin Elkamill, 11 points, 2 rebounds. Drew Rolfs with the board. Chase Curtis, 6 points, 4 rebounds. 8 points for Tristan Austin and 3 rebounds. Christian Brown, the game's leading scorer, 26 points, 20 in the first half, as Marquis English comes out to receive the second place / runner-up award for the Dragons, with medals falling on the floor. And I know it's not the medal that this club wanted, but they rightfully deserve it either way. I mean, against this tough crowd. And then the first place trophy handed to the Huskies. And the effort they put out today on the defensive end was far more impressive than what they showed on the offensive end. I know many of us, especially in the media, talk about the highlight reel plays, and they talk about this and that and the scoring output and the 12 of 18 from deep, but the defense that the Huskies had today and how stalwart they were down low was absolutely tremendous against a Dragons team that is deep on the bench and has a lot of talent in their starting 5 and is arguably the top team in the Southeast Kansas League. There's a good run of about 3 teams there who can be tied for number 1 in Labette County and Parsons, among others. But, man, a good game by the Dragons despite the 27-point loss. And we'll quickly go through the entirety of the stats for the Huskies. I know I mentioned Christian Brown with 26 points. Max Johnson had 9, 18 for Sam Ward, 8 for Parker Brown, 3 for Jack Chapman, 3 for Matt Chapman, in a 67-41 victory. I know Coach Rolfs is going to talk with his boys and prepare them for next week. It is a matchup against DeSoto, so the Dragons will remain out of conference once again, but have a chance to look at a team they will face in sub-state potentially.
Yes.
So it will be a good challenge for this Pittsburg High School team following this loss. Quick recap, the Pittsburg High School girls basketball team falling to the likes of the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies today, too, in a tough contest, losing by double digits. And, it was a matter more so of fatigue and effort in that contest than anything else. So the Dragons on both sides will go back to the drawing board and await next week's challenges. From Avi Sharma, Shelby White, I'm Cam Molina. Final score for the Huskies game today, 68-41. Dragons falter, losing their third game on the season. Thank you all for joining us here on this video edition of ESPN 100.7.